Hello and welcome back to BisermO, where English meets creativity, clarity and confidence. Today we are working with advanced English. We are going to look at how to disagree politely in a professional setting and how to express a strong opinion without creating tension. Let's see how our design team handles a moment of creative disagreement.
Okay, here's my suggested layout for the campaign homepage. I wanted it to feel bold and energetic.
I see the direction, but I'm not entirely convinced it communicates the message clearly enough.
Really? I thought the colours made it very clear.
They do help, absolutely, but the structure, it feels a little fragmented, at least to me. Maybe we could look at specific sections. It might help us understand where the disconnect is.
Yes, okay, I'm listening.
Let's watch part of that again. This time, listen carefully to the language David and Emma use when they disagree.
I see the direction, but I'm not entirely convinced. But the structure, it feels a little fragmented, at least to me.
These phrases allow you to disagree without sounding confrontational. They soften the message, create space, and show respect, which is essential when you are using advanced English. We start with acknowledgement. I see what you are trying to do. I understand the intention. There is a lot I like here. These phrases show the other person you're listening before you introduce a different view. Now we introduce disagreement gently. I'm not entirely convinced that. I'm not sure this fully works because, to some extent, I agree, but my concern is that the challenge, as I see it, is they allow you to disagree clearly, but without sounding negative or dismissive. Now we use phrases to bring in a reason for our disagreement. The issue is more about. I'm hesitant to say this, but from a clarity perspective. So at this level, you don't just disagree, you explain your thinking. We can also offer an alternative using phrases such as what might strengthen this. Another option could be we could consider. This turns disagreement into collaboration. Here are some high-level phrases people commonly use when disagreeing politely at work. I see the intention, but. I understand what you mean, however. I'm not entirely convinced that. My concern is that. To some extent, I agree, but. If we think about clarity, the bigger issue is, from a practical point of view, it might be worth considering. What might strengthen this? Another opinion could be, on balance, I'd say, I appreciate the idea yet. Listen to how these phrases sound in complete sentences. I appreciate the energy, but the message gets lost. To some extent, I agree, but the colors may be too strong. My concern is that the timing might not work. It might be worth considering a simpler layout. Now it's your turn to speak. First, you'll repeat exactly what you hear. Then, you'll practice changing the sentence to make it more polite. Repeat the sentence exactly. Don't change anything yet. I see the intention, but I'm not entirely convinced it works. To some extent, I agree, but I think we need more clarity. My concern is that the message isn't strong enough. Now, I'll give you a very direct sentence. Your job is to make it more polite. I don't like it. This doesn't work. In the comments, write one polite disagreement using a phrase from today. For example, my concern is that, or I see the idea, but. That's not the topic. You did brilliantly today. Your BisermO challenge is simple. You give one polite disagreement in English this week, even a small one. Have a great day. See you next time.